If you're on the internet, you've probably heard of manifesting before. There's a lot of information on what manifesting is and how to manifest. But unfortunately, a lot of this information isn't correct. So today we're going to clear the air. We're talking all about what manifesting is, what manifesting is not, and I'm going to give you a couple of key tools that you need so you can actually start manifesting, because when you do it correctly and you understand what manifesting is, it's an incredibly powerful tool that you can use that I guarantee is going to change your life at a rapid rate. So let's get started. There is a lot to cover when it covers manifesting, but the first thing that I want to go over is what manifesting is and what manifesting is not. The first thing you really need to understand about manifesting is a concept called neuroplasticity. Simply put, neuroplasticity just means that our brains have the ability to change themselves over time. This means that we can change things like our habits, our thoughts, our actions, and overall our lives. At its core, this is what manifesting is. It's believing in the possibility that you can change your life and then aligning your thoughts and actions to make that reality possible. Now, unfortunately, there is a lot of misinformation about what manifesting is, so I want to make sure that we cover what manifesting is not. For example, simply daydreaming and wishing that these dreams magically come true without actually taking any action is not manifesting. So for example, you might daydream of winning the lottery someday, but if you never buy a lottery ticket, you can't actually manifest winning the lottery. A lot of times, manifesting gets portrayed as this thing that magically falls into our laps. Unfortunately, that is not the case. There is a level of required action, aligned action, to really make manifestation work. Now, like I said, there are some really incredible tools in this workbook that are going to help you manifest correctly and at a rapid pace. But there are 3 that I want to go over with you today to make sure you really understand them and get the most out of these 3 activities. Now, one of the things that you want to do for manifesting that is so important is creating a goal map and a vision board. A goal map helps get you clear on your desires and what goals it is that you actually want to manifest and bring into reality, while your vision board is going to act as a visual tool to help speed this manifestation process up. Just like your vision board, a gratitude practice is also an incredible way to help accelerate any manifestations and put you in the right energy for receiving. The 3 activities that we'll go over today are the energy magnets, your abundance blockers, and your check yourself limits activity. But don't forget to check out the meditation, visualization, journal prompts, affirmations, and resources at the end of this workbook. The first exercise we are going to cover is energy management. Whether it's manifesting abundance or just shifting your energy so that you can have a better day, understanding your energy management is a huge tool. When you understand what gives and drains you energy, you not only put yourself in a more energetic place to receive, but you also just feel better throughout your day-to-day life. There are 3 areas that you want to look at your energy management. This is your physical energy, your mental energy, and your emotional energy. Start by writing out a few things that give you physical energy. This doesn't have to be a long list, even 2 to 3 items will do. Once you've identified your physical energy givers, then write out your physical energy drainers. These are the things that drain you of your physical energy. Now that you've identified your physical energy drainers, next time you catch yourself in one of these actions, try swapping it for one of your energy givers. Once you finish your physical energy drainers and givers, use that same framework for your mental and emotional energy givers and drainers. Feel free to pause the video now so you can get a screenshot of my worksheet to pull inspiration for your worksheet while you follow along. Now that you have a tool to manage your energy, let's move on to removing any roadblocks blocking your abundance. In order to complete this exercise, you will need a couple of goals that you're trying to currently manifest. If you're unsure on your goals, I highly recommend completing your goal map first or referencing back to your goal map to understand what goals to add for your abundant roadblockers. Once you have your goal defined, I want you to list out any goal sabotaging behavior you're currently partaking in. Now that you've identified your goals, I want you to write out any goal sabotaging behavior you're currently partaking in. Now, this can be actions that you're doing, but this can also be actions that you're not doing. For example, if you have a goal of starting a new business, but you're procrastinating writing out the business plan, this is an action that you're not doing. Once you have your goal sabotaging behavior written out, and it might be more than one thing that you write out, you're going to write out the underlying belief of why you're doing this behavior. So for this example, one of the underlying beliefs that we may have is telling ourselves that we're not capable of running a successful business. Once we uncover this and have this realization for ourselves, we can start to rework our actions now that we know the real root of them. So the next time you start to procrastinate, you'll be more aware of the self-talk telling yourself that you're not able or capable of running this business. This opens you up to help rework your beliefs in our next activity, the check yourself limits. Now that you have your underlying beliefs really identified, the first thing we want to do is challenge these beliefs. Luckily, this is relatively easy to do. First, you're going to examine the evidence for each belief. To do this, simply ask yourself, what is the evidence for believing this? Now that we have what evidence to know if this belief really has any weight or not, or in the very least to understand where it's originating from, we're going to challenge this belief. The way that we challenge our belief is by challenging the evidence for this belief. Ask yourself, is the evidence I have for this belief false? Now, I want to point out something very, very important while you do this. You may have evidence that this belief is true, and that doesn't mean that you won't also have evidence that this belief is false. It can be a little hard to wrap your head around it, but both things can be true at the same time. So let's continue with our example of feeling like we're not capable of starting a business. Now we want to write out what evidence we have for this belief. So let's say for this example, you've never ran a business before. So the answer would be no, you don't have any evidence because you've never ran a business. So you don't know if you're capable or not. Now we're going to question if we have any evidence to prove that this is false. For this example, I want to point out that yes, we do have evidence that we can run a business successfully, even if we haven't done it before. And this evidence is because we've done other things successfully. Maybe we're a great employee or we run a household successfully. All of these skills translate. Now, these 3 tools that we just covered in these small 3 shifts that you just encountered, if you followed along with this, are going to be so powerful when it comes to manifesting. But if you really want to take this up another level, make sure you complete your vision board and you hang it somewhere that you are going to see every day. In addition to that, check out the meditation and the visualization pages of this workbook. Meditation is going to help you shift your mindset, and when you shift your mindset, you shift your actions, and when you shift your actions, your life changes. While visualization and your vision board are going to help speed up the process. The reason this works is because our brain's number one job is to keep us safe. The way our brains do this is by keeping us in a familiar situation, even if it's not the most beneficial situation for us. But the reason our brains love this so much is it gives us a sense of predictability, and we would much rather, or our brains, I should say, would much rather predict something than go into the unknown. So when you visualize and when you look at your vision board, you're actually showing your brain things that you want, so your brain becomes more familiar with them, more comfortable, and has a sense of safety. Then your subconscious will allow you to see opportunities that you may have missed before because they felt dangerous. When you start to learn this, you start to understand this, and you start to really implement it into your life, you will become unstoppable. Don't forget to complete the rest of your workbook and comment a goal down below that you are trying to manifest by this time next year. I am so excited to hear about your dreams and how these come into reality. I'll see you in the chat. Bye.